go.
Hey, it's your girl Nina. We back again with Maximizing Your Life. Today we're gonna touch on community outreach. We're gonna, I got my panel with me, a couple of my friends. This is Andrea, one of my members of Women Inspiring Women. She's our facilitator. This is my godson, Dejan. This is my goddaughter, Adrian. And then I got the cook of our Women Inspiring Women here, Miss Siobhan. So we're going to start an open discussion based on our opinion of what we feel is lacking in the community, what we experience as kids, what they don't have today, what we think might need to be implemented, but we just going to flow based on how everybody feels. So anybody that's ready to jump in, let's get it started. Do your thing. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Andrea from East Oakland. What I feel the community is lacking right now is structure. You can't have structure where no one is willing to step up and do anything. The people that are doing something, they're keeping it in a certain area just for certain people.
Right.
So if we step out and let it be known what needs to be done and find somebody that's willing to help us get it done, it'll happen. But until then, Oakland, San Francisco, Berkeley, Richmond, it's going to be the same until somebody can step out and say, this is what has to be done. We're not going to stop until it's done.
Yeah, keep going. That's what this means. Keep going.
My background, raised in East Oakland, Catholic school, good girl, until the streets became so familiar. Fast money, men with money, led to a life of destruction. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, then wanted to be the Joneses. Drugs, I have to say, been clean 30 years, so it's a way that you could go in, but it's also a way you can come out. And when you come out, you have to make a conscious decision. I don't want this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. And then you don't do it. I just feel that the younger generation, and I'm going to say the 90s babies, are the crackheads' grandchildren. These children have been affected from day one. And this is the generation right now that's out there to drive-by shooters, popping the pills, just doing everything that's really tearing up our city. And it's not just happening in Oakland, it's happening everywhere, but I'm more concerned with Oakland because that's where I did damage, and I would like to give back what I took away. And I'm finished.
All right.
Come back later, but that's it.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Dejan. Born and raised in East Oakland. 25, getting ready to turn 26. My experience living in Oakland, I had good memories according to up until I was 13. That's when everything started going downhill. Went to Rainbow Park off of m.y.l and Seminary, where they had basketball, community basketball teams, and you go to the park and you can see all the community kids playing basketball. You go down to the library right next door to Lockwood Elementary School, even Haverskort Middle School. These schools that was in our community were places where you could go and feel safe around the community. The village was a place where I grew up also as well, had family members. I could go there and spend time, even to the fact where I could be outside at night and still feel safe because we had people watching out for us. Now I can't say that being from East Oakland. I could go and now I have to leave at a certain time because I don't know what may happen at this particular time. So being 25, get ready to turn 26, East Oakland needs to get back the love and the unity and respect that we have for our city. Where I can remember going to Durant, this is before it is what it is now, where they had the metal gates in the back to park your car, and it was nothing but dirt road and gravel. So those are my memories of East Oakland and the love and respect that we have for one another. I appreciate everybody that lived in my community that would tell my mama if I did something crazy. They'll whoop your tail, and then your mama come home and your daddy come home and they tap that booty too.
Right.
So, but now you can't do that because now you got to worry about somebody coming after you, telling me don't put your hands on my kids, don't do this, don't do that. But that's crazy. It takes a village to raise a child. That's what took to raise me. That's what kept me off the streets up until a certain age. And like Andrea said, until the streets became familiar. So my thing is love and respect and unity.
Nina?
Let them go. I'm gonna come in.
Who is
Okay,
she?
go.
Your hat is causing the shade in your face.
Go. Me?
So how them two just said they discussion, then she goes, you say a little bit about what
How I filmed it, but Nina gonna shut down. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm Adrian.
You got something to say.
I don't. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
you
Adrian.
do.
Okay. All right. I'm Adrian. Just looking at all of the kids grow up now, you see more of the parents trying to be their friend instead of a parent. It's like
Yeah. There you
they
go.
have kids off for the wrong reason instead of the kids knowing their A, like how to tie their shoes, ABCs and everything. They know all the songs on the radio. You have the kids that like little girls talking about, oh, I want a boyfriend at 2 years old. Like, what do you know? Why you know this at 2 years old? Instead of them having a parent to child conversation, they want to be, oh, let me be your best friend instead of a parent to child conversation. So that's where a lot of people go wrong at.
So back to respect.
Yeah, back to respect, basically.
Okay.
And instead of being a friend, you need to be more of a role model. Your kid is they're going to look up to you more than anybody else. So if you're not doing right, they're going to follow your footsteps and continue to do wrong.
And your age?
I'm 25.
Okay. All right. Nina?
She just opened up a door.
Well, based on what everybody was saying, I agree with Adrian, with the parents being the kids' friends. We have to get back to structure. We have to get back to a level of respect. We also have to realize that we should always be higher than but in a higher position for our kids to look up to us, as well as allow our mistakes and things to be lived open so they could believe that we could overcome things and you can't be stuck in a rut. You can't allow your circumstances and situations to keep you down because your kids, like she said, are looking at you as a role model. So regardless to what you've been through or what you're dealing with, you always have to grow past that position. So I'm just in agree with everything. Like my son Dejan said, what kept him out the streets was people snatching him by his coattail. Get over here, do that, and being able to be out and mingle in the streets and meet friends and go to neighbors and things of that nature. That's something we lack, and everybody's only concern is their own household and their own self. And I preach it all the time, compassion for one another, looking out for each other, pulling somebody's coattail. When you see people, kids, instead of talking about them, pull their coattail, introduce yourself, let them know you know their parents. You know, these are the type of things that's going to help us get back to that place of building structure and respect. Like Andrea said, structure. We have to have structure. Without it, then you're just out of control. And you can't get so comfortable being in dysfunction. And our kids don't have nothing to do or nothing to look up to if we at home doing nothing, you know. So we have to get off our tails and begin to start being that example. If it's nothing but getting up, taking a walk around a block, or getting up, you know, going to work or not work, volunteering, showing your kids it's a different way to be productive. Even if they don't have a job, create a job. Allow them to do things around the house, but we cannot be our kids' friends. That's just not going to happen. So we're going to go down the street to somebody else.
Come introduce her, Nina.
Okay. This is Sharon, part of Women Inspiring Women, my women's group. She's a pillar in our program. She cooks, she do everything, she volunteers. She have a background in education, community outreach, so I'm going to let her do her thing. So,
Let's go.
Hi, I was born in Berkeley, raised in Oakland, and during my time, life was good in Oakland. Even though Oakland looks beautiful, but the inner part of Oakland is not beautiful. And that's where it's going to take us all to make a change. Because back during the times when I went to school, they had programs, they had jobs. We came fresh out of first job in the 9th grade, 10th grade. Came from Madison, graduated from Castlemont. However, some of those programs are still there. We knew how to go out head on to get those jobs. The kids today, they wouldn't have a clue. The parents that they have wouldn't have a clue. So what they need is us to help guide them. They don't have to be out on the street. They don't have to be shooting, killing, drive-by every other day. You know, it's just something that can be preventable, and it's going to take take us all to do it. And like Andrea said, Nina said, look, when you did wrong, the community was out there, and they told your parents what happened, even if one of them, pulled you by your coattail. So things just have changed so much. We need to get it back to structurization is what we need. And I feel that long as we continue doing what we're doing, in time, it'll get done.
All right. Maximizing your life. Come on, Nina, close us out.
We back. So based on the opinion, these are all opinions. This is how we feel personally for is what we need to get back to the community. And we're not just focused on Oakland. This is a Greater Bay Area urgency situation. It's just that we've taken the time out to put some things in place and hoping that other people will come aboard and be involved, because we don't have all the answers. But if you feel like you have an answer or a solution to what's going on, because a lot of us don't even live in Oakland, but the foundation starts in Oakland, because a lot of these cities is not even open that they have inner city youth that they know nothing to deal with. So we have to implement things in Oakland to branch out to Antioch and Bay Point, Discovery Bay, Richmond. We have to come and sit down with them and let them know that we could help them, bring programs that these kids were used to, the Boys and Girls Club, Rainbow Recreation Center, all these things, creating basketball teams. You got a lot of husbands that's retired at home. You got moms that's doing nothing. We could get out here and create things for the kids to get involved with, teach them about leadership, character building. It's a lot we could do. That has nothing. We ain't gonna be able to save the world. We're not trying to save the world. But the ones that's looking for an outlet, the ones that's looking for something positive, we want to be in position to be able to help them with resources. A lot of y'all looking at this tape right now have your own business. Why don't you develop some apprenticeship programs for some of the young brothers, deal with some of these probation officers, juvenile hall, let them know that you're willing to mentor a kid, be able to come together and get school clothes for some of these kids, help them through school, help them with their grades, be on the campus, making sure that they have the right things implemented. If they need an IEP, make sure we're on campus, they're enforcing that. Whatever they need. If they're a visual learner, make sure they're in classes with teachers who are illustrating visually. It's just a lot of stuff that we could do. But not doing nothing is the problem for me, because it don't cost nothing to be available to give somebody your time. So, as I say, we are maximizing your life, and the key to this program is not living a minimal life. Maximize it. Make yourself available for somebody else. Be an inconvenience for the convenience of somebody else. So when you maximize something, you're making a broader picture, you're making it bigger. So we just here letting y'all know that we're willing to come in and be a part of a solution and not keep talking about the problem. So if you really want to help, if you want to be a part of this, because it ain't no certain type of criteria to be a part of some community outreach, give me an email at TCWIW Network, and let's do it. We excited, we on fire, we ready to go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Maximize it, y'all.
Maximize.
Woo!
Maximize.